Hello, and welcome back to our next tutorial, the goat horn. It should be noted that there are 8 types of goat horns. These first 4 actually come from normal goats, and these are the 4 horns that you can get from the screaming goat. Now, when a goat is bred, or even when it spawns in, there's a 2% chance that you'll get a screaming goat. So these last 4 are actually super rare horns, but I have got 2 farms. One that you can easily take the equipment with you to go build it anywhere you find goats, and another larger farm that I imagine you'd want to build at your base and take goats to. That way you have a higher chance of getting those more rare horns and a whole lot of the regular horns. Also, the hardest thing to acquire is going to be the Allay. I tried designing this farm with a water source to push all the horns towards some hoppers, but unfortunately the way that the mechanics work to try to get a goat to drop its horn didn't really allow a traditional method of collection. Also, one quick note, when you're going over these snowy regions, make sure to bring a pair of leather boots. If you come across powdered snow, you can fall through it and start taking freezing damage. But if you're wearing leather boots, you won't even fall through the snow, you'll be able to walk on top of it like snowshoes. So without further ado, let's check out that small farm. Alright, we found a mountain range, plenty of goats, and I found a nice little spot for us to make our small goat farm. So we're going to build a 3x5 area, and we're going to build that 2 tall, leaving it open on one side, and then we're going to put in all the blocks around the border and fill in this last side over here. This is why I always make sure to carry extra supplies, just in case I place something just a little bit wrong. So finish filling that in, and then we're going to take our half slabs and cover the top. And now let me show you why I was 2 blocks short, because we're supposed to leave these 2 open, get inside, and we're going to place a door right there. Now we're going to take a fence and go back 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on either side, and make this wall 3 high. This is a little precarious when you're on ice. And then we're going to take the half slabs and finish putting those all across the top of the structure. Now we're building this out because goats like to jump. This is just to kind of keep them all in the same spot. Go ahead and place your last fence right there in the middle and a fence gate down at the bottom. Then you're going to want to come around to the side, want to mine out right where this block is. Oh, and if it's snow, you'd be better off with a shovel, but I didn't bring one of them with me, so we'll do what we got. And dig this 3x2 hole that is 2 deep. You're going to place sticky pistons on the back row and redstone on that row. Now you're simply going to place the block that you mined or whatever filler block you want, and then you want to take your logs or coal ore and place them on top of these sticky pistons and place the pressure plates right on top of there. Now you're almost done. All you need to do is place the armor stands back there and your chains on the top row. Now what the chains do is they keep the goats that are too big from jumping onto the logs and getting back to the armor stands. So now all you need to do, get out your wheat and go get some goats. Come here, goat. Oh, come with me, goat. There we go. Go get your brother. Hey, come here, buddy. Now you can stand still and wait for them to try to headbutt you, but that takes a little while to warm up. Those armor stands will always be still and they'll constantly attack them. So now you can just wait for them to headbutt and drop a goat horn and go pick it up. Obviously, this is going to take a while and you have to manually collect them. In my experience, the goats actually attack the armor stands a little bit faster than they attack a player, because every now and then when you fidget, you reset the timer for it to consider you idle. If this is a little low key for your style and you want all of the horns, then you want to upgrade to the large goat horn farm. If you hold down the F3 button and tap G, it'll show you the borders of the chunks as they load. So we're going to build our farm right inside the borders of this chunk. While we have the borders up, let's go ahead and put in the walls. Simply go around the borders of the chunk, placing blocks 3 high. After you get a 3 block tall wall around, then you're going to go up 3 more blocks and finish making it a 6 block tall wall. Alright, you're going to fill in the top with blocks. Now that we've got the roof filled in, we will make this spawn proof by lighting it up, or you can decorate it however you want, but we're focused on the mechanics right now. We're going to come down here, so we're going to go down 5 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th block, I'm going to place that. Ooh, and it's spooky. Hopefully you didn't wait too long and walk away, otherwise this will become a mob farm. So go ahead and place down a door. Then we're going to come down 3 more blocks down from the door. 1, 2, 3. And go ahead and place a block there. Skip a spot and place 3 blocks. We're going to place 1 block there. And then we're going to make glass, skip a spot, and glass there. And go ahead and take this wall all the way down except for the last spot there. Now we're going to place a door here. here. Actually, I placed that wrong. We're gonna place the block here, place the door right there. We're gonna come in here and gonna dig a 2 wide hole, just like in the small farm. Before we start finishing digging this out, we really should get some lighting in. And honestly, you can place these however you like just to light up this area. This is what I'm doing for lighting, but whatever light block you want to do, or I suppose you could just spam torches all around. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and finish digging out this 2 wide, 2 deep pit. Go ahead and jump down here and place our sticky pistons closest to the wall, and then place our redstone right next to it. Then we're going to go and place in whatever solid blocks you want there and place pressure plates on top of these blocks. And you can see the sticky pistons get pushed right up. And then we're going to take our logs or coal ore or whatever we got and put them down here on top of the sticky pistons. Then we're going to place the armor stands along the back wall here. Finally, we're going to take a line of blocks, bigger blocks, and make a 2 high wall all the way across, leaving a 1 air gap on top. Then when we get to this wall here, go ahead and just close all that up. You're going to leave a 1 block gap right there, and then fill in the rest of this with glass all the way to that wall. The last thing we need to do is put in the chains. With everything I would place on here to keep the grown-up goats from getting back to where the armor stands were, the baby goats kept dying, so this way the adult goats can keep seeing the eyesight to the armor stands to try to attack them. The baby goats don't die. Also, this allows the Allay that we're going to be using to flow freely through the iron bars to get free and pick up the goat horns. Speaking of Allay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to place a block here that we're going to mine and place a note block there, along with the realization that that door is in the wrong spot. Yep, it's in the wrong spot. So we're going to move this door. So we'll go ahead and come on this side and place the door and glass blocks here. Sorry about that. And then we're going to place chests all down here. So then we're going to place hoppers into each one of these chests and then come into the goat chamber and place a hopper going into that one. And then we're going to place 1 more hopper this way and a chain right under that block. So now the Allay will come to the note block and drop off the items right into that hopper. We can tell the Allay to go to the note block by clicking on it, but it'll only go to that note block for 30 seconds and then it'll default to coming back to us. So what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to put a little timing circuit in so that note block gets played every 30 seconds. Actually, a little less than every 30 seconds. So what we're building here is called an etho hopper clock. Notice how we have 2 hoppers facing into each other and 2 comparators measuring what is inside these hoppers and facing into that block. So then inside here, we're going to put 29 of any stackable item up to 36. Now notice how it has 2 items that are just going back and forth to each hopper. So we're going to place down a redstone dust, and that will turn off this hopper, which allows everything to flow into it and not go back. Now with all 29 in this glass, notice there's no signal coming out of that comparator and the full signal coming out of here. You'll see this if we put redstone dust down. See how there's redstone signal coming out of there and not out of there? Oh, we forgot. Got to put sticky pistons down. Got ahead of myself there. Sorry about that. The last thing you're going to need to do is figure out where that note block is and mine the block into it like that. And then we're going to place yellow wool. Now this yellow wool, it can be any solid block. I like to use wool as a circuit system for showing where my redstone signals are going. So what you have is a 29-second clock that switches between on and off. Every 29 seconds, when that shifts, it'll play the note block. Listen closely.
12 seconds later.
Hear that? Because we're constantly sending a signal into it, so it never forgets where to deliver that to, and it won't get confused and try to bring it to us. And with that, our lovely goat farm is done. All we need now is some goats and an Allay. What I recommend, just go ahead and mine out these blocks here. Try not to hit a goat. You might have to do like 6 wide. Get them in. And now you got like a bunch of goats in there and a whole bunch of holes in your wall. So just patch those up. One thing I forgot about is because this redstone right here is powering this block, yeah, it's going to keep doing that to the door. So you can just live with that. You can take down the door and just have the open entryway. What I would suggest doing is simply remove that and place a stair right there. So now the door doesn't keep opening and closing constantly. So now if you hear the pistons, that's the goats trying to get to those armor stands. And you notice they do kind of move around a little bit. Every now and then a baby goat will get back there. Ow! Yeah, I was holding still, I get it. All we need to do is get an Allay into this room and we'll be ready to go. Now, you can put 2 Allay in here for extra safety, but honestly, I tested it with just a single Allay and it worked just fine. So let's take these guys into the farm. Well, look at all these goat horns that are just sitting here waiting for us. Nice. So let's go ahead and release this guy off his leash. And so from here, the only thing you really have to do is keep breeding the goats. You get more goats, get more goat horns. Now, of course, once a ram loses both of its horns, it becomes kind of useless for your farm. The only thing you can use it for now is to breed brand new baby goats and let them grow. When I was testing this, I would get about 16 to 18 horns every 15 minutes, which means we ended up having quite a few goats who no longer were producing horns, and the farm would kind of slow down. I did these tests with 20 goats in the pen, so to get the most amount of horns as quick as possible, I'd recommend that every 15 minutes you come on in here and breed up these goats. Get as many babies as you can, then get out an axe and get ready to slaughter all the goats that no longer have horns. This has only been one round of 20 minutes, starting with 20 goats in there, and this is how many horns we've gotten. Total of, what's that, 28 goat horns? Now, of course, if you had this near your base, as long as the chunk stayed loaded, you could go about your base and do your own thing, because remember, you don't have to worry about goats despawning. So let me know in the comments if you built this and how it worked for you, or if you made any changes to it. I suppose if you wanted to, you could go super fancy and put in an Allay sorter machine to sort out every individual horn into its own chest, but that seems a little overkill to me. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube knows to show it to more people. It really does help out a lot. But until next time, please remember to never take offense, because if you do, the cows will get loose.